But I've broken this down. What I can deliver out of a pie is, I could promise you that if I'm in a relationship with you, like 25% of your time, you're gonna just like feel like, oh man, I hate being here. Oh man, I hate this guy. Oh man, he cheated on me. He lied on me. That's 25%. You know what I'm saying? But then there's 75% of, I'm gonna make you the happiest woman in the whole wide world. I'm gonna be there to support your dreams. I'm gonna be there to hold you, listen to you. I'm gonna be there to be your best friend. And I promise you'll smile the most. You know who I am. This is what it is. 25%, 75%. Which deal would you choose?
What it is, ho, what's up?
Cassie has the characteristics of the perfect victim, but so did all his other exes. There is no difference in how Cassie acted versus how Kim, Misa, or even Gina behaved. Diddy's pull, his lifestyle, and his behavior can become contagious. His presentation is the perfect illusion to pull you in. You become infatuated with the lifestyle, the industry life of walking the red carpets and getting treated, going to the hottest parties. That illusion that we see on Instagram is what these people are living in real life. Until you look deeper and realize that these women, who some would call complacent, were in fact victims. The perfect victims. A lot of times men get away with their abusive behavior is because there's a lot of enablers around them. Since Cassie's lawsuit, a lot of men were named who were involved in Diddy's mess or were around when things were happening. Who exactly is going against a man with money, power, and control? As a man, even if you have the understanding of not overstepping your boundaries, you can detect what is right versus what's wrong, while also understanding that this man isn't a guy you'd want to mess with. Putting that in a woman's perspective, it becomes very clear why being with Diddy isn't always a black and white situation. Diddy has done it all. There's nothing that would make me think otherwise. If you look up Diddy's story, it's literally a movie. This man has been rich, filthy rich up until now, and he has been able to do illegal shit, get away with murder, allegedly, shoot people in the face, allegedly, drugs, be a video vixen, while also becoming one of the biggest black business moguls in hip-hop. But most importantly, his ego grew, his ability to manipulate and continue his life with zero consequences. Money and power is all it takes for someone's true colors to come out, and all his exes felt the wrath of it, no matter if he loved them or not. You were susceptible to becoming his victim. Cassie's lawsuit has to be one of the biggest scandals in hip-hop. Although we knew their relationship wasn't perfect, we truly didn't know to what degree of abuse Cassie went through behind the scenes. We know Diddy wasn't a top-notch guy, but because these women never actually spoke up about Diddy, it more so looked like a complicated relationship than a destructive one. If you look closely at Diddy's character, he has the upper hand and he'll push and pull you. One moment he'll uplift you, then the next moment he slowly strips you of the confidence he gave you. He plants a seed of insecurity that makes his word bond. A user on Twitter allegedly was friends with Kim Porter and said that when Kim was first introduced to Cassie, he propped Cassie up as his new chick in order to spite Kim, while also never officially letting her go. Diddy gave Cassie the hope as his chick to be the next it girl, and Cassie fell for it. Diddy has a long history of never allowing his artists to reach their maximum potential. Cassie was no different. He helped her, but just enough.
Be able to fall down and get up. Granted, she had a whack show, but she also got the hottest song in the clubs, and she ain't never gonna give up, because she down with Bad Boy. Every show she'll keep getting better and better and better. That's what life is all about. So all you haters out there, kiss my motherfucker.
A lot of people envied Cassie and Kim's relationship to Diddy. We the people only see the luxury and the beauty of these women. So what woman won't jump at the chance to be with Diddy until you see the psychological warfare that he placed on these women by constantly pitting them against each other? Diddy's longtime side girl, Gina, said in an interview that Diddy would call her the bad version of Cassie. Considering her and Cassie resemble each other, he would make her feel inferior to Cassie while also inflicting the same abuse to her.
Heard that. There was an incident, of course, with Cassie where reporters are saying that the police were called because they got into an altercation. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me some of the things that he would say to you.
He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and she's the good one.
And he was with both of you guys at the same time.
Yeah.
Diddy, as much of a cheater as he is, he only likes when his girls talk to other men on his accord. He will literally pimp out his own girl for his own pleasure, selling them off to fulfill his freak-off fantasies.
I had a settlement with Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land over contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won.
Even though he would watch his girls have sex with other men, he still is a very jealous man who thrives off of control. That jealousy and insecurity prevents any of his girls to talk to other men or even be suspected of talking to another man without consequence. There's a rumor that Kim was allegedly talking to another man, so Diddy played nice and invited her on a yacht. On this yacht, Diddy confronted her. That situation escalated where Diddy allegedly broke her nose, then flew in a doctor to fix it.
You've been saying this for years, man, and some of the stuff you've been saying coming true. So,
Well, some of the stuff I've been saying is coming true, but all of the stuff that I say is true, and that's facts. You know what I'm saying? Just with this Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim Porter. I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter. So people ask me, and they send me clips of Cassie, I guess it's an affidavit to the courts, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, and now I could say one time when I know Kim had defended herself, and I told people this, and now everybody, after Cassie report comes out, everybody want to show the picture now. You see a picture on the internet going with Puff, right hand is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white t-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery or came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit because he just kept bleeding. And from that point on, he was hooked. That's when I knew when they was talking about people getting addicted and hooked on pain medicines, that's what happened to him. And it was from his right wrist that he's reminded by Kim all the time now.
And looking at this lawsuit, right? And like you said, she did accuse him of abuse in this lawsuit, but she also accused him of sex trafficking in this lawsuit. How you feel about that?
Well, he get the sex trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform sex acts with different, male prostitutes and different people, sometimes against her will. We look at this and we say, well, that was his girl, and she did it on her own. She didn't have to. Man, you can't say that. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire, and everything like that. But it's just certain things that he did to groom her and put her into that position that she wanted the career. She wanted to do the music. She wanted to be a performer and all this stuff like that. He held all that shit over her head, bro. And now that she came out and telling everybody her story and what happened to her, people are finding fault in her. People are saying that she ain't right for putting a lawsuit against him, but she earned every bit of that, bro. And like I said, I only seen bits and pieces of it, but she earned every bit of that. Yo, I heard that he beat her so bad he sent her to Hawaii so she could stay away from people. That's crazy, man. But that's Kim's story. That's Kim's book. That's Kim's book. Then you hear about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht?
Wow, I ain't hear about that.
He broke him. Let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book. Bro, when y'all look at this thing and saying force, y'all think that he probably threatened to beat her, threatened to do something like that. That ain't what force is. It could come from the mentality. Yo, he put her in a certain position, in a certain situation, in a certain time in her life. You understand what I'm saying? That she saw no way out other than doing what he told her to do. He had mentally controlled her.
Something very similar to what Cassie dealt with. In her lawsuit, she states that one night at a club, she was speaking to a music manager about her career, but she was speaking to him a little too long for Diddy's liking. The rest of her night turned into hell as they left the party and Diddy beat her to the point his security guard had to stop him. His own security had to interfere because of how aggressive he was becoming. This is a similar story that Gina had, where Diddy suspected she was talking to another man and beat her once they were alone.
Had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami, and it got really crazy that time. We was upstairs and he had we were in his closet and he pushed me and I fell to the ground, and then he stood over me. So I was laying on my back and he stood over me and he started punching me like this. He avoided my face, but he started punching me on the side of my head, and I was just covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he because he was standing, his legs were in between me, so he stomped on my stomach.
So it was just a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back, because I reached over when he leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow.
In so many of these cases, we ask, why don't they leave? Why don't they move on and find someone else instead of being with this vindictive man? Questions you continue to ask without understanding how extreme the power dynamics were inside and outside of the relationship. In multiple cases, Kim and Cassie tried to move on. Kim was allegedly dating a basketball player. Diddy found out about this potential relationship and put a stop to it immediately, tarnishing her chance of being with somebody new.
Trust me, essentially. And she was almost stuck with him. If she was seeing somebody and he got a whiff of that, somehow she wouldn't be seeing that person anymore. And it wasn't based on something she did. It was based on something he would do.
Like what? What do you mean by that? Somehow call the person?
Yeah, she was seeing this basketball player for a while. And then the basketball player was seeing another singer. And the singer said, hey, let's be exclusive. And he said, no, I'm seeing someone else. And she said, who? And he said, Kim Porter. The singer went to Puff, and then next thing you know, the basketball player never calls again.
Cassie tried to move on and date Kid Cudi. Diddy threatened he'll blow up his car if she did, and he stayed true to his promise. Mind you, this was around 2012. No one found out about this until the lawsuit, and it wasn't denied by either camps. If a man can blow up another man's property with no consequences or reports, that's power. But most importantly, arrogance and ego. Diddy's cockiness has allowed him to feel invincible because for a moment, he was. He has gotten away with salacious, weird, aggressive shit for years. Tapping these women's phones, having them followed and traced.
Other day, they just did a whole thing with the girl that he was dating was the one that was putting the wiretaps and all of that out. It was a clear case. She came, hey, I was the one who was doing the wiretaping and all of this, right? The tapping. So I knew about this before she came out and said that she was the one that was doing it. I was sitting there like, damn, he know everything she doing. He know her conversation. I'm sitting there like when I'm sitting there right there next to him, when I'm hearing them saying, this is what Shakira Stewart was saying to Kim Porter on the phone that made him mad. That made him so mad at Shakira Stewart when he went to L.A. Reid party, hit him with the chair. You don't think if he hit a man with a chair for dating this girl, you know, they're going to have a fight at home too. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, they say he busts her nose up on the boat, but it was all, you know, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. I noticed all. I seen a lot. I seen him walk in with scratches and bruises on his face. And you'd be like, who scratched you up, dog? Who's scratching you? What, you had a fight with a cat? So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from.
Diddy has been able to pay his way to everything, and that arrogance went into his son, making Christian the sacrificial lamb and releasing the worst diss track ever created.
Walls down like when them Fetty boys ran in both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they missed.
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Because of this cockiness, footage was released that showed Diddy abusing Cassie in a hotel, dragging her and hitting her. The hotel was paid $50,000 so Diddy can obtain the footage. During the raid, that's where the footage was allegedly found, then released to the public. His level of arrogance is interesting even after being raided by federal agents. But now that we see the actual proof, are we going to still question the character of Diddy? Can we understand why these women didn't speak out and were very quiet about what happened to them? Are we going to accuse the victims of being liars? Or are we finally going to acknowledge who Diddy truly is? Well, that concludes today's video, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think down below. Toodles.